What's going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about the new Sugo-Fest that has been announced on One Piece Treasure Cruise Global. Finally, we have some news as to what will be arriving in January. It's about freaking time. Before we get into that, though, there is actually a piece of news that we have here from the mail. Message from the admins that there's going to be a version update to version 8.3.0. And there's going to be a maintenance period from the 8th of January to the 9th of January, so for 5 hours there's going to be some maintenance, and then after that maintenance we'll be able to log into the game, and I believe that is when the Sugo-Fest will begin. Now, it doesn't actually state what will be changed in this maintenance, but I hope that we get, you know, the actual stacking with tomes and skill books and stuff. Well, we've got the skill book stacking, but tomes is 100% the thing that a lot of people have been asking for, and more box space. So either of those two things would be great. Obviously both of them would be amazing, but yeah, hopefully we get some really good information from that. Doesn't state anything about it, but hopefully we get more info soon. But let's actually talk about the main piece of information here, which is going to be the announcement of the ENEL Sugo-Fest. So it's a basic rehash of the original ENEL Sugo-Fest, except with this Sugo-Fest, it's pretty nutty, right? Okay, let's just go through this, because this is pretty insane. We were not expecting a Sugo-Fest like this to arrive right before the anniversary. This specific Sugo-Fest did come out on the JP side of the game, but it's way better on global with what they've got. So it's called the Kami Sugo-Fest. Eneru's Super Evolution Event Quest, Kami Rises Again, is also coming to Extra Island, so that'll likely be arriving after the maintenance period as well. In celebration of this event, this is your big chance to get Sugo-Fest exclusive Eneru, unlock his potential abilities to make him super powerful. That's the key thing here, is that you can get ENEL from this Sugo-Fest, and you can also get his potential abilities unlocked. If you guys don't know what the potential abilities are, those are the abilities that you get after you limit break a character. They want you to go ahead, get ENEL, and basically, you know, unlock all of his potential abilities. Now, this is just a bonkers Sugo-Fest. We've never had a Sugo-Fest as crazy as this before. Now, is it a good Sugo-Fest? Well, if you don't have ENEL, I would say this is a good Sugo-Fest for you. Let's go ahead and go through it. Characters that work well with Eneru are also rate boosted. Plus, in this Sugo-Fest, all wanted posters are guaranteed to be 4-star or better, which is great. All gold Sugo-Fest potentially get reds as well, and likely secret reds will be back as well. So it actually has a little bit of information here about the Super Evolution of ENEL, which will be arriving after the maintenance period. We're not going to be talking about that in this video. I'll make a separate video talking about the 6+ ENEL. Let's go ahead and talk about the little bit here. It says potential abilities can be unlocked via limit break, etc. What's more, the Sugo-Fest exclusive Eneru will join your crew at max level. Unfortunately, not max special level, so you do have to still skill him up after you pull him, but he is available from the Sugo-Fest, of course. Now, let's go through the structure of this Sugo-Fest. Part 1 of the Sugo-Fest, the first and the fourth multiple are going to be 30 rainbow gems. That's pretty interesting and definitely would tempt a lot of people, but if that did not tempt you enough, there is an added effect in this Sugo-Fest. So after the first pull that you do, that is 30 rainbow gems, the second multi-pull, the 5th multi-pull, the 9th multi-pull, and the 11th multi-pull, last poster is guaranteed to be Legend ENEL. There are 4 separate multi-pulls in this Sugo-Fest structure that guarantee you 5-star Legend Eneru. You can see, it's a to be 5-star exclusive Eneru. Like, what the heck? Why do they want to get you so many copies of ENEL? It's the most absurd thing I've ever seen in a Sugo-Fest, to guarantee one specific legend this many times in a Sugo-Fest. And likely in this Sugo, ENEL's going to be the highest rated legend to get, so you probably will pull even more copies of him along the way. It's crazy. And then the 3rd, the 6th, and the 8th multi-pull are just guaranteed to be a Sugo-Fest exclusive character. The 7th multi-pull is guaranteed to be the Super Evolved version of Legend ENEL. So with this, you will get 5 copies of ENEL, Legend ENEL, just from doing your regular multi-pulls as guaranteed steps, which is bonkers, dude. Like, what the? This is insane. Japan definitely didn't get a Sugo-Fest like this when ENEL 6+ was released. They did get this specific event, the Kami Sugo-Fest, but this structure is way more absurd compared to the JP side of the game. The 10th multi-pull is guaranteed to be a Sugo-Fest exclusive character with recommended Sugo-Fest exclusives rate boosted. Unfortunately, not a guaranteed rate boost. And then on the 12th multi-pull, the last wanted post is guaranteed to be a selected Sugo-Fest exclusive at max special level. The 12th multi multi-pull will guarantee you either Charlotte Katakuri, Akainu V2, Luffy and Ace, Dogstorm, or Shirahoshi. Now, honestly, out of those ones, if you do pull Dogstorm, if you do choose to do 12 multi-pulls on this Sugo-Fest and you get Dogstorm, that is the most unfortunate thing ever. But you could potentially get either friggin' Luffy, Ace, V2, Akainu, or Katakuri from your 12th multi-pull. That's honestly pretty cool. And all of those units that you do get will be at max special level, whatever one you get from the 12th multi-pull. Now, would I suggest doing 12 multi-pulls? Hell no. There is no reason you should be doing 12 multi-pulls on this Sugo-Fest, considering how close we are to the anniversary. The anniversary is literally mid to late February. We are not that far away. I would highly suggest to save your gems here. However, I honestly would recommend you guys to go ahead and spend your 80 gems. Do the 30 gem multi-pull and do the second multi-pull. You can see the second multi-pull guarantees you Legend ENEL. If you do not own Legend ENEL, definitely do this. This is 100% worth it, and obviously when this Sugo-Fest is released, we get the island where we can farm the Super Evolution Skulls for Legend ENEL. And his 6+ is so goddamn good, honestly. I'm going to be making a separate video about that, discussing my thoughts and opinions on the 6+ of Legend ENEL. And 100% yes, I would recommend you guys to go and pick up Legend ENEL. Now, if I'm going by my tier list standards, I would probably put 6+ ENEL at like probably tier 1, like just below tier 0, I would say. He's extremely powerful. He got a major upgrade with his captain ability and his special ability, and he's able to clear content, some high level content relatively easily on One Piece Treasure Cruise Global. Now, if you do have characters like Marco, Shirahoshi, then Legend ENEL 6+ is definitely a lot better. If you are missing characters like Marco and Shirahoshi, he's definitely not as powerful because you can't speed through the healing as easily as you can with those characters. Nonetheless, still a very powerful character to get your hands on, and 100% yes, if you guys do not own Legend ENEL, do at least the first 2 multi-pulls, spend your 80 gems, and get your guaranteed ENEL, and who knows, you might get something else in between. So yeah, that's what I would suggest to you guys, but you know, if you already own ENEL, there's no real reason to be pulling on this Sugo-Fest at all. Now, there actually is a small list of rate boosted legend characters for this Sugo-Fest. There's not a part 1, part 2, or part 3, it's only just one single part, and this Sugo-Fest actually lasts for a while. It lasts from January 9th after the maintenance up until January 14th. So this is a very long Sugo-Fest actually, so I don't really know why it has to be this long, but man, that's actually really crazy. I'd assume that after the 14th, or the 14th is like the last day to go ahead and farm the island to super evolve your ENEL. Either way, it's pretty awesome actually. So the recommended rate boosted legends we have, obviously Legend ENEL is going to be boosted. He's likely going to be the highest rated legend on the entire Sugo-Fest. Charlotte Katakuri, my man Mr. Slam Jam, V2 Akainu, Luffy and Ace, Dogstorm and Shirahoshi, Monkey D, Log Luffy, what? Log Luffy, and Corazon. Actually, that's interesting as well. Corazon is rate boosted, and if we go by the release schedule of the JP Super Evolutions, both ENEL and Corazon both released like around the same time, like within the same week, I believe. Those 2 characters actually did get released, so I would expect Corazon 6+ to be announced extremely soon, but we do know here, we do have full confirmation that Legend ENEL is getting a Super Evolution, and the fact that Corazon is also listed as a rate boosted character further hints towards the fact that Corazon is likely getting his Super Evolution within this month of January. Now, it also lists all the other legends that are pullable in this specific Sugo-Fest. We already know all the legends, and like basically every single legend is pullable in this Sugo-Fest. Obviously, the ones at the top here are the ones that are going to be rate boosted, and then there's actually a list of rare recruit characters that you can pull from this as well. So the Thief Girl Karina from the Tesoro batch, amazing character. Chobro, amazing. Bato, pretty average. 20th anniversary Usopp, Int Perona, Strength Sanji, the time skip Nami's very good. Sai Kobe, a lot of really weird characters, honestly. A lot of these characters are pretty old school. There's only like a couple of good characters I would recommend you guys picking up, like Karina, Chobro, Int Perona's pretty nice, Strength Sanji, and time skip Nami. Those rare recruits are pretty good. The rest of them aren't really that amazing, honestly. Now, one thing I also want to point out to you guys here is that it says only the 5-star versions of the Sugo-Fest exclusive characters can be recruited. Post-evolution versions of these characters will not be recruitable for the 10+1 rare recruit pools that do not guarantee them. So this is awesome. They're finally going ahead and listening to the community, because I know a lot of people on Global were really upset by the fact you could pull 6-star evolved legends, and it looks like they are going back back on that now so that you can only pull the pre-evolved versions of the legend, because literally only Global does that. Like the line version, the Korean version, the Japanese version, they don't have that. You can't pull the 6-star version of a legend. On Global, for some reason, for like a couple months, they did that. I think it was the worst decision ever, because, you know, if you pull a dupe legend, you can still use it if it's unevolved on ranking missions and cost-restrictive content. So I am glad here that they're going ahead and listing that, you know, you can only get the 5-star versions of legend, and I really hope that this is going to continue on for the rest of the game, honestly, because pulling the 6-star versions of legends, even though it does help out beginner people, for the majority of the hardcore players that are going to be spending money on your game, they do not like that. So I think that it is a good option to go ahead and keep it as a 5-star character that you can recruit. And it also says that there's nothing after the 12th multi-pull in terms of steps, but that's pretty much it. This is an interesting Sugo-Fest, and it's definitely a good way to bait people into pulling right before the anniversary. I can see what they're trying to do here, and it makes a lot of sense. Now, as I said, just to reiterate, you should not pull. You should definitely not be pulling here. The only reason you should be pulling is to get your hands on a copy of Legend ENEL. If you already own Legend ENEL, you do not need to touch this Sugo-Fest at all. If you do not own Legend ENEL, do 2 multi-pulls and walk away. That's all you really need to do as we move on forward into February, into the anniversary. But that's pretty much all I really wanted to talk to you guys about in this video, is discussing the Sugo-Fest, because I know I'm going to get a lot of messages over the next couple of days whether or not they should be pulling. So literally just here right now, do not pull if you already own Legend ENEL. Do 2 multis if you need to get a copy of him, because his Super Evolution is very, very good. That is going to conclude this video, guys. I really hope you guys did enjoy this video, and if you guys did, make sure to leave a like, and if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But other than that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.